Have you ever had that moment? A colleague comes up to you looking for help with a really tough meeting with an administrator. It can be pretty nerve-wracking. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the official Auburn Education Association guide so you can walk into that room feeling confident, prepared, and with a crystal clear plan. So, we're going to walk through a really clear, step-by-step process for how to do this effectively. And this isn't just our opinion, it's drawn directly from the AEA's own guidelines. The goal here is simple: to make sure you can handle any situation that comes your way with total confidence. Okay, so picture it. A colleague you work with every day comes to you, they're obviously distressed, and they ask for your support in a big meeting. Your heart might start pounding a little, but what's your very first move? This guide right here, this is your playbook. Now, before we even get into what you need to do, let's talk about your mindset. This is so important. Your role is not to be a judge, not to figure out who's right or wrong. It's simply to be an advocate and a protector. That one idea is the foundation for everything else you're going to do. So what does advocate and protect actually look like when you're in that room? Well, it really just boils down to these three simple but really powerful core functions. You are there to observe what's happening, to take detailed notes, and to ask clarifying questions. That's it. Your job is that focused. All right, so where do we begin? Well, it all starts long before you ever set foot in that meeting room. You know, just like in our classrooms, good preparation is absolutely the key to success. This pre-meeting protocol is super specific, and for good reason. First, the advice you give your colleague is simple. Tell the truth and keep your answers focused. Don't wander. Second, and this is a big one, you always meet them outside the room. Never go in there alone with an admin first. This prevents any kind of off-the-record chats from happening. And finally, you absolutely have the right to ask the administrator for a few private minutes to chat with the member before anything officially starts. You know, one of the most powerful things you can tell them is also the simplest. If you don't remember, just say, "I don't remember." This isn't about being evasive. It's about making sure they don't guess or say something inaccurate under pressure. Sticking to what they know for sure is a critical way to protect them. Okay, preparation's done. You're walking into the room. Now your mindset totally shifts. From this point forward, your primary job is to be the eyes and ears of the room, to observe and to document everything. Your notes are everything. Seriously, you need to get the basics down: the date, the time, exactly who is in the room, and try to capture what's being said word for word as much as you possibly can. And remember this, you control the pace of your note-taking. It is 100% okay to say, "Could you please pause for a moment so I can catch up?" Here's a rule that is absolutely non-negotiable. If any document gets brought up, an email, a letter, a report, anything, you must ask for a copy right then and there. This makes sure you're all working from the exact same information and there are no surprises later. But let's be real. What happens if the temperature in the room starts to rise? What's the play if things get emotional or tense? Let's talk about the protocol for when things escalate. If there's yelling or if someone starts crying, your first move is to call for a break, a timeout, let everyone cool down. But if the issues become really serious, your job is to stop the meeting entirely, full stop, and call the AEA president immediately. And hey, before you leave any meeting, always ask about next steps and timelines. No ambiguity. So the meeting's over. You might think your job is done, right? Nope, not even close. This final phase, the follow-through, is absolutely critical to make sure your colleague continues to be supported. So here's your 4-step checklist for after the meeting. 1. Debrief. Talk with the member right away while everything is still fresh in your minds. 2. Secure your notes. These are confidential documents. Keep them somewhere safe. 3. Report. Send a copy of your notes to the AEA president. And 4. Follow-up. Keep the lines of communication open with the president and the admin. Now, during that debrief, your colleague is probably going to turn to you and ask, "So, what do you think I should do?" This is where you have to hold a very firm line. The rule is absolute. Do not offer your personal advice or opinions. You are there as a witness and a representative, not their personal counselor. This is so important for protecting both of you. Okay, so we've gone through all the what to do's. Now let's just zoom out for a second and look at the how to be. Think of these as your guiding principles, your professional code of conduct every time you step into this role. I love this way of thinking about it. It's their story, not yours. You're the supporting actor, not the lead. Your job is to support the member as they tell their own story, in their own words. You should only jump in to ask for clarification, never, ever to take over their narrative.
Let's boil this all down to 3 final reminders to keep in your back pocket. First, stay calm and neutral. You have to be the anchor in that room, even if emotions are running high. Second, remember you are never alone in this. If you are ever unsure about anything, call union leadership for help. And finally, let's bring it back to the beginning. You are there to advocate and protect, not to judge.
And look, if you only take away one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Confidentiality is a must. What happens in that room, what's written in your notes, what your colleague tells you, it is all strictly confidential, period. No exceptions. So there you have it. You've got the process, the principles, the protocols. You have all the tools you need. So the final question, well, that's for you. Are you ready to advocate and protect?